The Barton Heights cemeteries that we know today have been around since 1815. They're among the earliest burial grounds created by the Black community for the Black community here in Virginia. And they contain some of the earliest stones in the entire state created by that population. One of the earliest stones dates back to 1827, which is really incredible to think about a grave marker there raised by the free Black community that still survives from that date. And there's a number, dozens of others from before the Civil War. And so it really shows what life was like for free people of color in Virginia at the time, what the values were, what the family connections were, what the occupations were, what the religious faith was. And so it's a really incredible historical site that, frankly, not that many people know about. Over the years, it has expanded up to almost 13 acres with 6 different burial societies and really, really important people buried there among just ordinary residents. It's just really an incredible tapestry of the area's population. Unfortunately, it faced some really hard times at the turn of the 20th century with the construction of the new neighborhood that we now call Barton Heights around it. And those new homeowners were fairly hostile to this historic Black cemetery in their midst. And so they ended up closing those cemeteries to further burials. And a lot of the energy of the community in those further burials went elsewhere, places like Evergreen Cemetery or East End Cemetery or Woodland Cemetery. We should care about this site because, frankly, it's a bit still under threat. Despite all of this good energy and good movement and recovery, not that many Richmonders go out there, frankly. The grass gets cut, the city owns it, and the Parks and Recreation Department does attend to it in a fairly minimal way, but for example, there's no real good entrance sign. There's that state historic marker, but it's not near the entrance to the cemetery. And there's really not good parking out there. And vandalism continues to be a problem. And so this should be a site that's as celebrated and it receives the kind of visitation that St. John's Churchyard gets or that Shockoe Hill Cemetery gets. And it just doesn't. And so I think the city needs to prioritize it. And we should all care about a city-owned, publicly owned site like this that traces its history all the way back to these incredible years right after the American Revolution that was built through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears by the Black community's efforts. And so to be sort of an afterthought for the city is a real missed opportunity and a shame and frankly doesn't honor the legacy of the people who got us to where we are today in our world.